I would be limiting my remarks on four issues. One, I would be talking about the context of the ongoing intervention in West Champaran district. Two, I would be discussing why Pratham and why JPAL for this intervention. Three, I would be referring and discussing the intervention itself. I would make my submissions brief there because that is a point that has already been touched in some detail here. And lastly, I would be discussing the role of the Bihar Education Project Council in this ongoing intervention. Now, coming to the context, 6 to 7 years ago, this intervention would not have been very relevant. Why am I saying this? Because at that point in time, the kind of critical mass in the elementary education sector that would make such a intervention or such a research relevant was not existing. When I say critical mass, I am referring to critical mass in terms of physical infrastructure, in terms of teachers, in terms of students in school, and in terms of the community involvement. What happened in the past few years which made this critical mass possible? That was a large scale recruitment of teachers. Roughly 200,000 teachers were recruited, 214,000 to be exact. Then more than 86,000 additional classrooms were added across the state to existing school buildings. 15,000 new primary schools were opened, and 6,400 plus new school buildings came. At the same time, the community was encouraged to act as a very active and sensitive stakeholder in management of schools through Vidyalaya Shiksha Samitis. These are school management committees. So this created the critical mass, and this is the context in which any such study or intervention would have its relevance. Now, in this context, it was interesting to know what kind of intervention or what package of interventions would work the best, would have the best outcomes, and would have long-term impact. So this sums up the context in which Bihar Education Project Council's collaboration with Pratham and eventually the ongoing intervention in West Champaran was initiated. Now let's come to why Pratham. We have realized, all of us who have worked in the social sector, particularly in the field of elementary education, that long-term sustainable changes cannot happen and cannot work until and unless you have partnerships. You have multi-stakeholders working in synergy. This is not saying something new. What is equally important is these partnerships should be long-term partnerships, because most of these issues are process-oriented issues. They take 5 years, 6 years, 7 years to show results. Therefore, the need to have partnerships, the need to have long-term partnerships propelled Bihar Education Project Council to look for partners. And Pratham was one such partner. There are a few others, for example, MV Foundation, for example, UNICEF, for example, certain other bilateral agencies. Now, our collaboration, that is Bihar Education Project Council's collaboration with Pratham, goes back, the structured collaboration, let me add that, goes back to 2006, towards the last sort of quarter of 2006, although there were sporadic collaborative interventions starting from 1999. So Pratham has been in Bihar from 1999. Our structured collaboration began in 2007. Here I would like to point out that the generic Read India campaign of Pratham that is being undertaken across the country was customized and was amended to suit our conditions, and we called it Sankalp. What is the difference between Read India and Sankalp? The difference is that when we started this collaboration called Sankalp in 2007, we realized that a large number of students, 6 to 14 age group children, were outside schools. In 2006, this number was roughly 24 lakhs. It has indeed today come down to around 8 lakhs. Today, earlier in the morning, there was in Delhi the release of annual status of education report, where it was pointed out that from roughly 13% of the total universe of 6 to 14 age group children in 2006 who were outside school, that percentage has come down to 4% today in 2009. But that aside, so in 2007, the Sankalp was started with the primary aim of bringing these large number of children into the school setup to ensure that they are retained there, and then to ensure that they read well. They read and they read well. Here the structure was that we created block level task forces where we had representatives, these volunteers from Pratham. We had one person who was supported by Bihar Education Project Council, and we had another person who was supported by UNICEF Bihar. Eventually UNICEF, because of its own approved work plans, had to pull out, and we filled in the gap created by the pull-out of UNICEF. So we had a dedicated workforce at the level of the development block, and then we had another group at the level of the district to assist the block education officer and to assist the district education officer. We call him the district superintendent of education, who looks after the elementary education space in the district. So this created the additional manpower for the district education setup, and this also enabled a better interaction with the local community. Now Sankalp was started initially in 10 districts, and later on in phase 2 it was expanded to 17 districts. A total of 27 districts out of 38 that we have in the state were covered under this strategy, and this bore fruitful results, which is now evident in the annual status of education report results also. Now let's come to the intervention. We decided that we would take a district which did not have very good educational indicators, neither was it one of the extremely depressed indicators district. So that is how we chose West Champaran and 3 blocks of West Champaran: Narkatiyaganj, Lauria and Manjholia. We also selected on a random basis 158 villages and more than 100 schools. You have already listened to how the schools were divided into 4 categories. Category 1 had schools that received specially designed teaching and learning material. The teachers received training. There was regular monitoring of what was being done in the classroom, and there was the backup support of the village volunteers, who not only assisted the children in school, but they also worked in the village. So even after school hours, they were looking after these children. This was group 1. Group 2 had everything but the volunteers. Group 3 had only the learning material, and group 4 had nothing. So that was the group where the regular schools comprised that group. Now this was for 2 school years. It started in 2008-9 and would conclude in the academic year 2009-10. So the preliminary results would be expected sometime in February for school year 1 and at the end of school year 2, that is 9-10. So to that extent the study is ongoing. What is most important is that it's one example of a multi-stakeholder structured collaboration. We had a tripartite MOU between Bihar Education Project Council, Pratham and JPAL. So this would have lessons for future in the sector of education as well as other social sectors. The role of Bihar Education Project Council was ensuring the involvement of the school, the cluster. Each group of 10 to 12 schools has a cluster coordinator, who in case of Bihar is a teacher who been identified through a special process and receives specialized training, and he is supposed to provide academic support to the teachers of that cluster, that is teachers of 10 to 12 schools of that particular group. So the involvement of school, that is school management, Vidyalaya Shiksha Samiti, the cluster coordinator, then the block education apparatus, the district education apparatus, and the state level functionaries, so that everyone was on the same page. Then there were structured review meetings on a monthly basis at the district level in West Champaran, and then at the cluster and block level, where the teachers came, the village volunteers came, the UNICEF person came, and the BEPC, the Bihar Education Project Council person came. And at the block level, this day was fixed and was displayed adequately in advance. Then a monitoring schedule was also worked out for providing support, academic support to these schools, and that is where we realized that the role of this cluster resource person becomes of critical importance, and the kind of training and the kind of empowerment that you do has corresponding results. Although at the present juncture it is hearsay, but we hope that it will be substantiated when the February preliminary results are out. Now, before I conclude, let me also refer to these summer camps. The idea of summer camp came up in 2008, and we said that all children in class 3 and 4 who cannot read fluently and all those children who cannot do a mathematical sum involving fraction, we would categorize as children who need to come to this summer camp. The summer camp had 2 to 4 hours, depending on different schools, of educational instruction and some play activities. This was in the year 2008, and as you said, it did not elicit a very enthusiastic response. Year 2, in 2009, learning from the experiences of the summer camp 2008, we said that we would give them midday meal. So since these summer camps were being organized within the school premises, so they were tagged with the midday meal scheme. This took some time because it involved interpreting certain rules in a flexible manner, because the schools were closed and the summer camp was being organized during the summer vacation. But it did help and the number did go up. This year we have realized that until and unless you make the summer camp part of the academic calendar of the school, it will not work, because most of the teachers would have one complaint or the other, saying that this is the only time in the year when they would get an opportunity to move out, visit relations, so they cannot spare time for the summer camp. In each school, 2 teachers were called for this activity. So now that it is part of the academic calendar, they know in advance. We hope that this year we would be in a position to ensure better participation. In addition, we also ensured that each school which was provided specially designed reading material under a separate intervention called Bodhi Vriksh, those books are also utilized during the summer camp. So this is now to be seen how these interventions work and which intervention or package of interventions works the best. Thank you.